Hey there. So, if you're a quality assurance pro in the pharma world, you've probably had that moment, right? Standing at a career crossroads, thinking, okay, what's my next move? If that's you, you are in exactly the right place. We're going to break down the different paths you can take, and more importantly, help you figure out which one is the right fit for you. Let's jump in.
This is really the million-dollar question, isn't it? You might be deep in commercial QA, looking over at clinical and wondering, could I do that? Or maybe you're in pharmacovigilance and thinking about getting into manufacturing. Is it actually possible to make these jumps without totally derailing your career?
And the answer is a big, resounding yes. You absolutely can. But, and this is the key to everything we're talking about today, the title change is the easy part. The real work, and honestly, the real opportunity, is all about the mind shift you have to make for each role.
So let's get into the nitty-gritty. We're going to walk through the three main lanes of pharma QA: clinical, commercial, and pharmacovigilance. For each one, we'll uncover that core mindset you need to really succeed. Okay, first up, let's say you're thinking about a move into clinical quality assurance. This is the world of drug development, where brand new medicines are being tested on people for the very first time. You can imagine it's a huge shift from a factory or a post-market setting.
So what does that really look like on a day-to-day basis? Well, if you're coming from manufacturing, you can say goodbye to GMP, or Good Manufacturing Practices, and hello to GCP, Good Clinical Practices. Your focus totally flips. It's no longer about a perfect batch record. It's about making sure everyone is following the clinical protocol to the letter. And your number one priority, your absolute North Star, becomes the safety of the patients in the trial and the credibility of the data you're collecting. It's a huge people-focused job, dealing with investigators and research organizations all across the globe.
So here's the mindset in a nutshell. It is all about protecting people and protecting data when things are at their most uncertain. You're the guardian of human safety and the gatekeeper for rock-solid, trustworthy information. Okay, so let's say that drug was a huge success in the clinic. Now it's approved and we're headed to the factory floor. Welcome to the world of commercial quality assurance. And here, the name of the game is all about scale, consistency, and control. In this world, you are obsessed with your systems. You live and breathe process control, trying to stamp out any little bit of variability between batches. Your day is filled with managing deviations, putting solid corrective and preventative actions, CAPAs, in place, and handling change control. And you are always ready for an inspection, because when you're producing at this scale, you never know when regulators might drop by. The commercial mindset is just relentless. It's not about one trial or one project. It's about proving that your systems are in a state of control day in, day out, for years, for potentially millions of patients. It's the art of making excellence repeatable. All right, on to our third and final path, pharmacovigilance QA, or PVQA. So the drug is out there, on the market, being used by all sorts of people in the real world. This is where QA takes on a totally different flavor. You're leaving the controlled environment of the factory and heading into the wild.
In PVQA, you're not digging through batch records. You're a detective. You're searching for tiny, faint safety signals in a massive ocean of real-world data. You're making sure any bad reactions are reported to health authorities on crazy tight deadlines. And a lot of your focus is on making sure the data flows correctly between all these global safety systems and that your vendors are on top of their game.
And this quote just nails it. Think about that. You've gone from creating a controlled environment, like a clinical trial or a factory, to monitoring the messy, unpredictable stuff that happens when your medicine meets the real world. It's a total shift from architect to watchtower. Okay, I know we've just talked about a ton of differences, and it might sound like these are three completely separate careers. But here's the really good news. The foundation you've already built is what makes all of this possible. Let's talk about the skills that are basically your passport to move between these worlds. Look, it doesn't matter if you're talking GCP, GMP, or GVP. These four pillars are your bedrock. Your ability to think in terms of risk, your obsession with data integrity, your knack for seeing the big picture, that system-level view, and that constant, always-ready inspection mindset, those are the universal languages of quality. The acronyms change, but these principles, they never do. So, knowing that you can move between these roles and that you already have the core skills to do it, we get to the most important part of this whole conversation. It's time to stop asking which job is better and start asking some much smarter, more personal questions. So forget that old question, which role is better? Let's just toss it out. Instead, turn the question inward. Ask yourself stuff like this. Which kind of risk do I actually enjoy managing? Is it the direct risk to a patient in a trial, the business risk of a production failure, or the public health risk of a missed safety signal? Do you get a buzz from the discovery or development, the precision of manufacturing, or the detective work of post-market safety? Seriously, where do your natural talents really shine?
And when you start answering those questions for yourself, you start to see your career in a totally new light. It's not just some linear track you have to stay on. It's something way more dynamic, and frankly, way more powerful.
This idea is just so important. Moving from commercial to clinical isn't a step backward, it's a step sideways, and it makes you stronger. Gaining experience in these different areas doesn't make you a master of none. It's what builds you into a strategic, well-rounded leader who actually gets the whole picture. So, if there's one thing you walk away with today, let it be this. Stop thinking about your career as a single lane on a highway. It's not. It's a life cycle. Every single stage, from that very first patient in a trial to the very last pill taken, needs that quality mindset. The most impactful career you can have might not be the one where you stay in your lane, but the one where you learn to navigate the entire cycle. The only real question left is, which part of that life cycle are you excited to shape next?